Okay, welcome to the monthly free office hours that I put on to answer any questions, provide any support in real time, allow you to share your screen, and actually get some guidance to figuring out Google so you are not frustrated, having headaches, or just plain avoiding it. So I am opening this up to anyone that wants to ask questions. I also want to share my screen and show you a couple of things. Okay, so in this office hours, you can come with questions if you want me to look at your account, if you want me to analyze your website, or any of the specific questions or even troubleshooting that you may have with any of the Google tools. You can certainly come to my website, KaeRae and go to the office hours tab, and you'll be able to sign up for reminders so that you don't need to remember when the next one is. You can also see them all listed for the rest of the year here, and you can certainly go in and actually add this to your calendar. If you're like me, everything goes through my calendar. It's the only reason I go or do anything to make sure that I'm on the track of getting everything completed. So if you're like that, add to your calendar, or you can sign up for reminders, and I'll make sure that you know at the beginning of the week and just an hour before the event that we're getting started. And you'll be able to bring any questions. Now, if you have questions that you don't want to wait until the next office hours, you can certainly go to this tab, Ask a Question, and you can actually fill out this form, and I'll get back to you within 24 hours or so. If it's on the weekend, you'll have to wait till Monday, but this will help you at least get some of the frustration out, and then I can give you guidance through a video or an email that may point you in the right direction, or I may suggest, hey, you need a little bit more complex help. Let's schedule a meeting, and then we can go from there. So I really like to offer as much open hand-holding support as possible, because as a business owner, you already have stress going on running your business. Now, trying to get more business or grow while still managing everything within your in-house, that's going to be something that you need more help with. And I'm here to teach you all of the last 10 years of my knowledge of mastering Google and being Google certified, using Google Ads and all the tools. You'll be able to get a much faster resolution to your stress or your frustration, and then you'll be able to move on and actually grow your business. Now, if you're interested in learning, you can certainly go to my website, KaeRae Education, and go to the Start Here. You'll be able to see everything that I offer in trying to guide business owners or entrepreneurs in understanding Google in a simple way. We're not really getting into the fluff or salesy or BS of it all. We're just going through what needs to be done, how to do it, and taking those steps to follow through. That's the most important, is following through. So one of the first steps you can do, and this is free to anyone, is to complete the Google Knowledge Assessment. It's 5 questions, and it helps us understand exactly where you are so that we can point you in the direction of skipping ahead if you already have some foundational knowledge, or if you really want to just understand something specific, where you can go. And all of these will lead you to the Google Roadmap, which is all of the steps through the resources that I've created to help you. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to me, but these are some great first steps if you're kind of unsure of what to do first. And if you don't know, there is an online platform that you can as a member and get access to all of these resources. Or if you're interested in just one specific resource, you can actually buy that just a one-off and keep it forever. So there's a lot of options, and certainly signing up or subscribing is an easy, low-hanging fruit if anyone wants this info sent right to their inbox. Now, before I share a little bit about specific tools that you may want to be using, I want to share that I am actually putting on an in-person 1.5-day workshop in Rochester, New York, which is where I'm located. This is going to be on Wednesday, June 10th from 9 a.m. to 12:30. And the location where we're going to be is undetermined, but it is in person so that you walk away with actually completing your homework and not having to do things later on and being confused. We're going to actually take steps to complete the optimization of many different tools that you should be using. Now, there is a limited 25 seats available, and right now until May 20th, you can get the early bird price of $49 per ticket. And if you have anyone on your team that you'd rather go instead, you can certainly buy their ticket, put their name on it, and they'll be able to show up. There are many different questions and even pain points that people have is, why do I need to understand this? And my competitor's doing better, or I've spent money and it's not working, so I'm not going to keep doing it. All of those will be understood and supported. Making sure that you walk away with the foundational knowledge that will help you actually see some results from Google is going to be what we discuss, starting with Google Business Profile and then moving on to your website, making sure that that is a really good representation of your business, tracking the traffic with Google Analytics. And then after a quick break, we're going to dive into keywords, understanding your audience and how they're searching for you, and how to set up SEO on your website and local platforms. And lastly, we're going to talk about what advertising on Google looks like, how to figure out a budget, if it's the right move for your business right now, and how to actually make sense of if it's a good decision for your business and how to do that successfully. So there's a bunch more on this page that you can look into. If you're interested, I have linked this in the post. So if you want more, you can certainly go to KaeRae Education /Google-Bootcamp-Workshop-2026. So this is just a one thing for right now. If I get enough interest, there will be additional, possibly virtual workshops available. And you can sign up and register here. So the next thing I want to share with you, just so that there is some context to this video, are 3 different tools that you should be using for your business. And this is going to be the foundational options that every business should have so that you can actually start building a relationship with Google and be found by your customers. One thing I want to say, all of these tools are free to set up and use. So there is no risk involved in setting them up, using them, and looking at the data later on. So I'm going to share my screen again, and we're going to start with Google Business Profile. You've probably heard this, and I'm not surprised most businesses avoid really keeping this optimized. So there are some obviously setup and verification things that need to be done. But once it is set up, there is still continual optimization that you should be doing. So this is your Google Business Profile. This is information that Google can either automatically create based on the information on your website, or you need to create. So if you're a brand new business and you do a Google search for your name and you don't see this, then you want to go through the process of actually setting it up. And I have videos to show you exactly how to do that. So if you are interested, reach out to me. So this profile is really important for localized businesses. So if you are a plumber, roofer, HVAC, electrician, any of those things that are focused on, I go to the client based on where they're located. So you can only serve so far. So having this is actually going to help with the near me searches that businesses like that may be coming up for. It's going to have your website, reviews, your categories. Categories are very important to how your profile is found. And you also want to make sure all of this information is filled out to the fullest, making sure that you provide a deep description, including keywords in what you do, and you add products and services to host on the listing to make sure that people know what you do. And again, tell Google what searches you should be found for. You will need to verify that you are the owner of this profile. A few different ways, which I have in a video, is going to be through a phone call or a text message to the phone number that you have put on your listing. That needs to match. Second, you can have a postcard sent to your address, again, used when you set up the profile. If you don't have a physical address, or you have a home address that you don't want public, that's okay. You still need to add an address, and the mailer may still come to that. You will be able to hide it once you've completed the verification. Now, the last is a video call, and this is the most common. Almost everyone going forward with new profiles will be prompted with a video call. This is a deeper verification on Google's part to make sure there are no fake or duplicated listings being created. You want to make sure that if you already have a listing, you want to get ownership of that. If you don't, or someone else has access, you will be able to request that. So if you get kind of hung up in that area, feel free to reach out. So this is the number one step. If you don't have a website, you must have this. This is going to be the first thing that Google cares about for your business. And one thing is you want to have consistency. So if you have changed your business name, changed your phone number, or even your address, you want to make sure that all of that is accurate on Google Business and anywhere else. So if you go through and search for the specific phone number that you used to use, look to see if it's tied to your business. If it is, try to change it. You want to make sure that all the information is accurate and exactly the same. Google hates discrepancies. Now we're going to talk about Google Analytics. So this will be what helps you understand what your website is doing and what you should improve. You need to have a special piece of code from Analytics that you need to put on the back end of your website in order to capture this information. And so if you haven't done that and you have a website, you may want to check with the website developer and ask them if they've set it up. If not, you need to set it up immediately. Making sure that your analytics is capturing every single view to your website will give you so much knowledge, even if you don't look at it right away. So what we're going to do is jump through a couple of pages that really tell you exactly what's going on and the performance. Number one is the traffic acquisition report. This will tell you exactly where people are coming from that get to your website. And this will tell you what part of your marketing campaign is working, so that you can start focusing there more. So direct means they typed in your .com, they knew your domain, and they already know you. Google CPC is Google Ads. Google Organic is going to be anything on Google search that looks like this that is not an ad. And then we have a couple of referrals from platforms that the website is hosted in. Obviously, ChatGPT. Local organic is going to be our Google Business. So what we were just looking at, they have clicked on the website button and they've gone to the website. That is what local organic means. And then, of course, Bing Organic, and there will be others. So this is important for us to look at to see what sources of traffic are bringing the most engaged users. So we can do that based on the engagement rate, the time that they're spending on the site, or any key events. Key events are conversions. These are actions that we care about. You want to develop a funnel for your website to make sure that when people get there, they're then viewing your services and they have the option to contact you by prompting them with call to action buttons, forms, book now, anything that you actually get them to go from your site and into your hands. And that may mean they are giving you information because they want to be connected or contacted. So that's very important to develop your funnel so that you know what events on your website matter to you. Obviously, the most important that you want to focus on are the ones that they actually call you, fill out a form, or book an appointment with you through your website. All of those things can be tracked so that it's much easier for you to see how many people you got to your site, how many actually completed the conversions that matter. There are many other types of reports that can lead to understanding, and it depends on what your questions are. You can look to see what landing pages, so what pages are people viewing, how long are they staying, where are those views coming from, and then that helps you determine what pages to improve the content. You may also be an e-commerce website and you want to track your purchase or even products that are being purchased. So that information will then help you with any advertising or optimizations of your site. You'll also be able to see organic queries. So where are you ranking on Google Organic to see how you can improve that strategy? Or you can even see what type of devices people are using when they view your site. This is important to know how your website performs for mobile or desktop users and how often those people are converting. So there's a lot of information that may sound overwhelming, but it's going to answer the questions that you have. And that's the value, is making sure that whatever questions you have, you find it through data to make a better, more successful decision going forward for your strategy. The last thing I want to share with you is Google Search Console. This is the organic scorecard of your website. It basically tells you what Google thinks and how you're ranking for what keywords that are on your site. This is really important to look at because if you are using SEO as a strong strategy, you want to make sure you're keeping up with what you're actually ranking for and how you can change that to be more accurate, get better results. You'll also see what your pages are ranking for. So how many views, impressions, how many clicks you're getting from each of these pages. You can also see the devices and the search appearance. So I definitely suggest any of these tools must be set up so that you can actually start collecting the data. Even if you're not looking at it right away, there's still information being collected for you to then use in the future for when things are going to be adapted. Your marketing strategy is going to change. You're going to improve your website. Any of these things, this data will help you decide what to do and based on what your audience has already been doing. And so that's the richest amount of data that you can get is from your audience directly. So that is what I have for you during our office hours today. Since there are no questions, you can certainly comment on this video after it's been posted and ask any questions then, or go to my website, KaeRae Education, and figure out where you actually stand when it comes to your Google knowledge, and then we'll go from there. Thank you so much for watching.